Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Donnie Samir, Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Got a couple of announcements. Announcement number one: we are going to Senegal in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We are headed to Senegal for the St. Louis Jazz Festival. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Again, if you're interested in visiting us, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. We will love to host you on one of our many excursions. Also, too, guys, we're doing Kenya. I'm going to officially announce it. Well, I'm kind of announcing it now. We're going to officially announce it probably Monday or Tuesday. But that's going to be September 29th through October 8th. Again, September 29th through October 8th. We are rolling to Kenya. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo, that's DANFO.Africa to learn more. We'll love to host you guys on one of our excursions / experiences. And, eat some good old food and enjoy the sun and, welcome to Africa, So, come in and join us on a trip to Africa. But yeah, so that's the site, Danfo Africa. We're also going to Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival. That's August 2nd to the 11th. Ghana and Ivory Coast and Benin as well in November. And then Zanzibar in September as well. So if you're interested in joining, please visit Danfo.Africa. We will love to host you on one of our many excursions. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. And we had a very, very interesting discussion, yesterday. And someone called me today just to, they reached out and, we had a discussion about the discussion we had yesterday in regards to the xenophobia in South Africa. And a couple of interesting points, very interesting points were made yesterday. The caller goes by the name Lee, L-I. So Lee said, he made a couple interesting points, and I would love for South Africans, if you're watching this, if you're tuning in, I would love Luthando. I would love for you to call in here shortly after I make these. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the chat room, but I would love to hear your opinion on what Lee said, the points, a couple of the points that Lee made yesterday. Again, link is in the chat room. I'm going to call in. But Lee said something. Lee, number one, Lee brought up how South Africa, Black South Africans, didn't gain their independence until what? Apartheid ended in what? 1994. Is it 1994? Meanwhile, other African countries have been getting their independence since the 60s. So they've had a 30 plus year head start in many cases. So his point was, listen, you guys have had a 30-year head start and still can't get your ish together. So why come to a country where we just ended apartheid in 94, I believe. So he's saying you guys are still coming to our country. It has been 60 plus years since you've had independence. 1990, I'm sorry. I said 94, 1990, I'm sorry. It's been 60 plus years since you guys have your independence. Okay, so was it 1990 or 1994? I thought it was 1994, but we'll figure it out. Again, you guys have had your independence since in many cases 60 plus years. It still can't get your ish together. But you want to come to South Africa where we're still trying to figure it out. We just got free, get your math together 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. Well, Mandela was sworn in 94. Okay, that's when he was sworn in. Okay. Then also, so that was one of the points he made. Then also somebody brought up, do you prefer Afrikaners over African immigrants? And he responded, Afrikaners. And he said, listen, Afrikaners, no matter the history, the controversial history of how they came, colonized, they were there. He said they've been there for 400 plus years. That's what he said. So they're a fabric, they're rooted in South Africa, and they're a fabric of South Africa. And then he brought up the whole crime issue, which, he brought up how, the African immigrants that come with crime, they pimping, allegedly, selling dope, allegedly. So from what he was saying, he's saying that when the African immigrants come to South Africa, they're adding no value to the country. And causing more harm than doing good. That's what he said, for the most part. And the Afrikaners get a pass because they've been there for so long. 400 years, 300, 400 years, whatever. That's what he said. Now, pretty much, African immigrants add no value to South Africa. That's what he said. And that they need to go back to their countries and fix the issues in their countries, and people migrate all the time. Migration's been going on forever. I think he even said he has no problem with migration or immigration. He's just saying that the African immigrants are coming aren't adding any value to South Africa. They're not bringing any value. And they should just go back and fix the issues in their country. And that the right Afrikaners get a pass because they've been there for so long. So that's what he said. Interesting points. Let's discuss them. Let's talk about it. Passport King, go ahead.
Peace, Dinus. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you for letting me up. Well, I'm just going to get right into it. Where is the Pan-Africanism? And I'm going to keep it to South Africa.
So Passport King, I'm going to answer that question. We discussed this too. Pan-Africanism is a creation out of the West. And the reason why it came out of the West is because we were the minority and we were oppressed under a white majority. So we couldn't be tribal. We had to unite as one. And that's why Pan-Africanism is, I don't want to say thought or a creation out of blacks from the West. And it's catching on in Africa, but at the same time, Passport King, when it comes to Pan-Africanism, you still have to offer value. Wow. So if I'm moving in the name of Pan-Africanism, I still have to bring and offer something of value and contribute. Like I can't go to another country, scream Pan-Africanism, but then, as in the words of what South Africans are saying about the African immigrants, not bring any value and leech off of the safety nets that they have in countries like South Africa, or the government programs, if you want to call it. Go ahead.
And check it, Dinus. I agree with the South Africans. I support them 100%. I support any peoples, not just of the so-called black diaspora, or if you want to use African. I got my issues with that, as you're well aware. I support peoples anywhere in any nation putting their people first. That's not being selfish. That's just basic survival and common sense. Like we use the analogy. Let's say not to get anyone's business, but let's say hypothetically someone has children, right? You cook a meal, you feed your family first, right? Now, if you want to give to your neighbors, if you have extra, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's core charity, good faith, being a good citizen. But if you're going to give resources away, all the food in your fridge to neighbors, and you got nothing for your own family, most people look at that person like, wow, what's wrong with that person? They're like, something's not right in their head. They're irresponsible. But to bring it back to the actual issue, and these tensions in South Africa, I've been peeping it for months. This is nothing new. This has been going on for a while now. It's just that now it's reaching fever pitch where it's literally 1 degree at the most, 1 degree away from becoming outright armed conflict, whether it's with machetes or other things. But this has been going on for a while. So, and again, am I saying that violence is the answer? Of course not. But people feel frustrated and they're thinking like, wait a minute, in their case, the people who in the largest group in South Africa, if I remember correctly, are the Zulus, right? So they're thinking, well, this is our country. This is the land of our ancestors. Why does it seem like other people are being put before us? Even if that's not the case, just the perception is bad. So I'm not saying that any type of violence is the answer, but I understand the frustration. And I'm not going to downrate the people, where they be Zulus or other tribes who are indigenous to South Africa, feeling that way. They just might have to, change their tactics a bit in their response. And I'll land my plane there.
All right, go ahead, Elvis. Unmute yourself, Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Dinus. Hello to you on the panel, in the chat. Look, we've had this conversation, right? And I said, and I would regurgitate that statement and say that South Africans should lobby their lawmakers to make laws. You know, don't forget, perhaps this is not the majority of the viewpoint of South Africans. And you have a French group like the Dula who are, I hate to use the word, even be too insulting to them, but it's saying like emasculated men who are protesting on the street. One of the things that they're saying is that the Nigerians or the other Africans are taking their women. Who says that? Yeah,
Right.
who says things like that? And then they are targeting the Africans, especially Zimbabweans and Mozambicans, because they're coming in and selling cheap labors. Those are things that your government should be working on your behalf to protect you. If they feel like you're at risk of not having employment because other people can come in your country and do it cheaper, that's a problem. Like the same thing here. If you can draw parallels to the United States, those people that's making all these noise that the illegals are coming in and they're doing they're picking fruits on the farm in Georgia and Alabama. Most of them would never want to do that job, even for $20 an hour. They don't want to be in that hot ass sun picking fruits and tomatoes and apples and whatever in the sun. So those people are not even really competing with them. Because a person is not going to work in a factory. You need a paperwork. You need this. They're not going to work in the office space. They're not really going to compete with you in anything that you do on the up and up. So, but people just have some kind of hatred and they mask it with illegal immigration. But my point here is the South African government, particularly that the ANC, they know their history. They know what they went through. They know that if they start, you know, uh, uh, putting out xenophobic laws and policy, it's gonna look like they got they that white government rubbed up on them. Sometimes you become the thing that you hate the most. We see it here with certain groups in the United States. The rhetoric that white supremacists and racist people spew, certain groups who that rhetoric was used against, they start to use it on other people that they feel is inferior to them. So certain groups starts to become hateful. The same hate that they were giving, they kind of repackage it and they give it to another group that they think is inferior to them. So the white South Africans said that's the same thing they said. They used to say that there are not enough resources, that they've created wealth in the country, and they're not going to share the resources with the Africans who are lazy, who bring nothing to the table, who don't contribute to the development of the country. So they separated them. They put them in shanty towns. They put them in places like Soweto's, put them in ghettos, and the whites was enjoying the wealth, excluding those blacks who they felt like they didn't add anything and was intellectually, inferior to them. And now you're seeing a similar thing happening with black South Africans saying, "Well, there's not enough to go around. We don't have enough of all these Africans. We don't have." Look, Donis, I saw a stat yesterday that blew my mind. There are 7.5 million people in South Africa who are positive with HIV. That's more than the entire population of Liberia. I think even close to the entire population of Sierra Leone. So
Yeah.
imagine
It
that.
is.
Imagine that. So
And
for
and
me,
and and, and Namibia.
right. So for me, I think
And probably Rwanda.
okay, that is I hear you. So for me, I think the fact
And
that
and and, and Cape Verde.
okay, I think the fact that so many South Africans are saying what they're saying about Africans is just a scapegoat because the real elephant in the room is white South Africans. There's not laws to protect the black South Africans. They don't support Julius, Malema, who's been speaking up for them, who's been saying the things that they want to say secretly, but are too afraid to say it to the white man. They don't support him in droves. If that was the sentiment of the majority of the country, the EFF would be very well populated with many South Africans. But they're afraid to make the white South Africans mad. They don't want to lose their businesses. They don't want to lose their corporations. They don't want to lose their protection and their privilege of being adjacent to white economic power structure in that country. So what they do is they attack the lowest hanging fruits, the Africans. So I'll pass the mic for now, but it's just a silly thing. They got to just fight to change the laws to protect themselves better. Other than that, they're going to be a pariah on the continent of Africa, and people are not going to like them. But thank you, Donnie. So I'll pass the mic.
All right, go ahead, Castro.
Peace, Diners. Peace to everybody on the panel.
Peace.
Yeah, I agree with Elvis, man. This is just a case of you know, self-hate, what you want to call it. Um, the big elephant in the room, like Elvis said, is white South Africans. They hold majority to all the wealth in South Africa. Um, they are responsible for other Africans coming there to live there on the refugee programs or whatever program they come over to live under. It's the white South Africans who are responsible for that. I mean, it's similar to America, how the white folks are responsible for Venezuelans in our neighborhood I mean, even other Africans, continental Africans. Not that they are a problem over here to me, but they're responsible for any immigrants that come into your neighborhoods, into your environment. So they're not gonna blame those people because they don't want to. They don't really want war with those people. But what they're gonna do is waste time by attacking other powerless Africans who probably ran from their situation in whatever country that they lived in to come and make a better living for themselves where they at in South Africa. Like it's just a time wasting mechanism. Negroes waste time all over the planet, and we got the similar methods on wasting time. So whether it's South Africans attacking Africans in Africa, or it's FDA in America attacking immigrants or black immigrants in America, like it's just time consuming tactics, and it gives us the illusion that we're doing something, that we're getting work done, and we're really not. So I love black South Africa. I always say that the best thing to come out of black South Africa is Shaka Zulu. But other than that, I see there's a similar story between black South Africa and black America. However, black South Africa is the majority and we're the minority over here. So it's kind of like flipped over. I think we can learn a lot from each other, but only if we open to the information. We've seen this before. We know what's going on in South Africa. This is a group of people that's going around doing that. It don't reflect how majority of South Africans feel about other continental Africans. And I'll just land my plane there.
All right, go ahead, CD.
Hey, Dennis, here's the panel. Um, so I would, first of all, I'm not supporting what the South Africans are doing, but again, I would compare the situation with New York, specifically Harlem. So when I visited Durban, especially in South Africa, I can only compare when I first moved to Harlem, right? At that time, it was maybe 80% black, it was 20% white. And there were a few Africans at that time, including myself. So Africans were target for Black Americans, same as what is going on in South Africa. And they were saying, well, Africans are coming to take our job. But right now, it's about 60% white, 40% black. Maybe we're not 40% majority are Africans, right? And all these guys that were causing the noise, and their parents left them brownstone, they sold everything to white folks, and they move out because they couldn't maintain those houses. That's why instead of you buying a house in this country to live with your kid, give them education and give them career. They could not maintain it, they have sold it to white folks and move out of Harlem. So black people have lost Harlem completely, totally completely. Only recently, Ashton last month, he said he bought a place because they have lost Harlem, which is late for them. So in the situation in South Africa, they all the black people that moved there, they moved into the black neighborhood. Specifically, the Ghanaian guy, I think he was going to the nail salon, and when they attack him, right? And most of the time, people travel. There are certain jobs they don't want to do in their home, in their country. They want to go to the next country and do that because it's comfortable for them to do certain job. It's almost like when you leave from Africa, you come to America. I was a security guard, but I won't be a security guard back in Africa. But it's comfortable for me to do it here because nobody know me and I will still make money. So South Africans should understand everybody fight for them, especially West African. I can remember there's one of the musicians they call Mary Makiba. She was living in Guinea. She was carrying Guinean passport during the apartheid system. When you read history, you heard about she was living with Kwame Nkrumah in Dalaba in Guinea as a refugee. And Guineans provided everything for her. So everybody struggled for South Africa to gain their independence. But it seems South Africans should know if not, you know, people move for economic reason, they want to go and get a better life. But if you look at the situation in South Africa, this is a country that is being infiltrated by so much HIVs and so many crime rate, the highest crime rate ever in any nation, right? And out of that crime rate, only 2% is committed by African immigrant, right? So this is more of like a self-hatred. They have certain hatred for the Black people. Otherwise, they have the Indians, they have whites of South Africana. Why they not going after these people, right? So it is sad, it is embarrassing. And this is what happens when people failing, they tend to be enemy, they tend to go against immigrant. And that's not going to solve their problem at all. When you go to South Africa, you will know these people apartheid still work because especially places that Black people live, right? So it's sad to hear that they doing these things to Africans, and it's no without for us to explain it. It's very very sad, you know. And we all experiencing the same thing in America right now. That's why Black people are losing everywhere, you know, especially in New York. You come to Harlem, you hardly see Black people anymore. You know, we don't own anything. You know, even though it's near Malcolm X Boulevard or Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard or Adam Clinton Powell, Frederick Douglass. But none of these places are owned by Black people anymore. They're all been taken over by white folks, you know, because of self-hatred, you know. But I'll land there for now. But thank you.
All right, SMA, it's SMH. Go ahead.
Hey, Dennis, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why you tried to block me yesterday, bro. I was trying to get on the panel, bro, because I was trying to answer a few questions to the South African dude, but I couldn't get up. I don't know why. Like I was waiting for a whole hour. But anyway, it's really not different. Anything he says is if you pay attention to everything he said to all his point, it's really not different. That much different from the FBA rhetoric. Right? It's whoever they're pretty much fighting to be the closest ones to whiteness. Right? It's pretty much the same thing. And I think it's just a trauma, you know, from apartheid. Because you got to understand, a lot of people don't know this, but the U.S. actually studied the South African apartheid because that it was the system, the perfect racist system, or the best one out at the time. So they pretty much studied it. So when I hear that South African dude call in and complain about all the Africans that come in, and ruin South Africans for him, he has no idea that a lot of these African countries help free them from oppression. Right? Nigeria used to send money to the ANC back in the day. Cameroon, Ghana, you know, sent a lot of money and support to the ANC so they could fight off the white oppressors. And I heard him talk about how he has no problem with the white people in South Africa. Of course, he's not gonna have no problem with them because they run the finance, all the finance and all the money that comes in the country. It's pretty much run by all the white structure. All right. What he doesn't understand is that he's fighting to pretty much how do I put this? He's fighting to get close to the white South Africans that hate him. I used to grow. I mean, I kind of grew up with this white South African here, right, and in the state, and he used to hate black South Africans. I had no idea why. He used to be like, black South Africans are dumb. They don't read books. You know, they're just leeches pretty much to the system, and he wished they could go back to, you know, how it was back in the day. And I never understood why. But then I had to do my study and really understand how you know, what happened in South Africa once the apartheid got lifted up. You know, a lot of the black South Africans pretty much took over the institution, the government position and institution back in the days. But the banking system, the De Boer family still run pretty much 5% of the economy of the whole country, right? And that's just one white family. So there's a lot of stuff that he doesn't understand, and he's probably not going to understand until 20 years or 30 years from now, when even if we take all the African immigrants that live in South Africa today out of the country, it's not going to change anything because you don't run anything. You don't own any bank, right? You can't loan anything to your friend. You can't do anything without the approval of the white South Africans. So in some ways, it really hasn't changed that much since the days of the apartheid. All right, it's pretty much the same thing. But anyway, I'm going to come back because I still have a lot of points I'm trying to address. But that's all I got for now.
Reverend Green, go ahead, Reverend Green. Reverend Green. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, proud Americans. Rise and shine. This is Reverend Green, the man in the high castle.
Oh my fucking God.
And on this beautiful day, this beautiful Saturday, it is a blessed Saturday.
Cool, bro.
And I want to say thank you for Mr. Dynas for search
Cool,
for
bro.
Uhuru.
Cool.
He has the best African Center channel on YouTube universe.
So
hit the like button, share, subscribe.
Hey, SMH, don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead.
Also, I want to say a prayer. I want to say a prayer for those who are in South Africa. Delineation is super necessary. Delineation is holy and is ordained by the Most High. So go forth with it. Go forward with it. And that will be all. That will be all, sir.
Okay, American First Rifle Man, go ahead.
Hi, thank you, guys. A couple of things. I understand in the past, other countries, really mostly activists. I think maybe a couple of governments went out of their way to help South Africa during apartheid and all that stuff. But the vast majority of that work was done by activists. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I guess correct me after I'm done. But the main thing is I don't understand how Black South Africans are on the hook just because of what happened before. They have to let in millions of other Africans, legal and illegal, into their country that inevitably fight for resources from them. It doesn't have to be malicious, but that's just how it is. It's just the numbers. I would be more in favor of immigration going there if the vast majority of the immigrants went there and created jobs for Black South Africans.
How they
then it'd
gonna
be
do
hard
that?
for
The immigrant. They
stop,
don't
sir. Please don't interrupt. So no, I'm just saying. I just got on. I mean, I didn't interrupt you, sir. So anyway. If they're going there en masse and creating jobs for South Africans, okay, cool. You know, that's a fair exchange. They're getting something out of it. South Africans getting out of it. But I don't see the benefit for South Africans if millions of people are coming over, starting stores and small, which is cool. Like, you know, being economically productive is good instead of just laying around not doing nothing. But at the end of the day, it doesn't benefit South Africans, and that's what the immigration should be for, is them. Everybody keeps falling back on this, or they just want to be close to the white folks and they just want to be white folks. It's like, no, they want to, well, for one, white folks are South Africans, and that's another debate. A lot of black folks, want to complain about, like,
When
they
have
shouldn't even be there.
South
Let
Africans
me
ever ran
finish,
the economy
sir.
in
Let
South
me
Africa,
finish,
bro?
sir. Let me finish. Stop, sir. Stop. So, like I
So
said,
dumb.
that's a stop, sir. That's another conversation on whether they should be there or not. But Rainbow Nation, they're South African citizens, so they have the right to be there. Just like the Black South Africans have a right to determine who they want and don't want in their country. So I just don't understand why everybody else think they feel the right to say they should be there. It's just the white folks' fault. It's like, no, the ANC is pretty corrupt, and until recently they were, they're more like, oh, we need to enforce more of the laws and all that. But prior to that, I'm pretty sure the elites, just like they blame the white folks to let them come in. No, the elites and the ANC had their little domestic servants like everybody else, just like the white folks. So we can't keep just falling back on that. So, like I said, I support the South Africans that want
Of course you do.
illegal immigrants out of their country. Well, because it's their country. They have a right to that. So anyway, I'll just land it there. The South Africans have a right to their country. It not just like y'all feel entitled to go into any country. And that's the reason why there's a huge rise against immigration around the world, because the last
Of
40, 50
course.
years, there's been a high amount of entitlement to people going shopping, economically shopping to go to other people's countries around the world. And so that needs
Can
to
I
come to an end.
can I ask you a question too?
Yes, sir.
So are you against immigration in the United States, right?
I'm not against immigration. It just needs to
I
be
mean,
regulated the
black
right
immigrants,
way.
right? You want less black immigrants in the United States, right?
No, I want people that are going to actually do something good in America,
Like,
not
do you
just,
know
oh,
how
let me
immigration
finish. Let
works?
me finish. Let me answer your question. I don't want, whether they're white, black, whatever. I don't want them over here because, oh, we feel sorry for them. They're in poverty over there, so we need to bring them over here and give them stuff or whatever. Which, that's not every immigrant, but there's a good amount of people that have been let in America that are just let in because they're poor, not because they're actually here to benefit Americans. So yeah, it's not,
This
has
is
nothing to do
white.
with their black or
This is a
African.
white supremacist talking point. Like,
It's
no
not a white
immigrants
supremacist talking
move to
point
this
to
nation
want people to
without
come into
any of
your
that.
country that aren't a drain. That's not
All
white
right, guys.
supremacist talking point.
Guys, let me read the super chat. John and Zola, thank you for $1.99. Holla, big shout out to AFR. Great seeing you, bro. All right, go ahead, Kala. Unmute yourself, Kala.
Oh yeah, like I said, I did a show last night. I was trying to wait on your show yesterday, but where you go pick up Mansa or something like that? I was sitting there
Yeah,
waiting.
I did. Yeah, I had stepped out to go pick him up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like waiting out, and I ended up falling asleep in my car. I was like, shit, man, damn.
Yo,
Anyway,
Kala, you the goat, bro. You the goat.
so anyway, I did a show on this last night one night, and it was very explosive. I had Losey call in, and you go back and listen to my show last night. It was war on the topic. Now, what I take away from this, at the time, I was listening to the West Africans, like your Elvira up here, and St. James, and all these other people, and they were clowning on Losey. And look, there's some truth to the fact that South Africa is a white economy. That's why Mark Blanton is there. Be honest with ourselves.
It's
That's
a
why
fact. Fact.
it's a white economy. And the bottom line, white people built the infrastructure, but black people labor is what made them gold mines, the diamond mines, all that stuff possible. The infrastructure of South Africa was built by black people. So there is like a entitlement thing. What I don't like is a lot of black Africans, West Africans, try to discredit the black South Africans to their birthright. That's the problem. And then what happens is this. I did not know there were so many Ghanaians there. There's estimated 20,000 Ghanaians in South, illegally and legally. I thought it was more.
Hey, Kala, your connection is you going in and out.
Yeah, let me, because I have my phone down. Look, check this out. I did not know there was so many Ghanaians there, right? And then also, if you go there for the 90 days, right? You go for 90 days and you leave, right? People are going there and staying, setting up businesses, everything like that. And some people will say, well, they open business. Yeah, but the thing is, though, just like in America, right? You got people coming to this country, driving tractor trailers, doing businesses without licenses and stuff like that. A country has structure, has laws. If it was that easy, everybody could go. I could go to China tomorrow and set up a business. Without no laws under the table, anybody could do that. But when you follow the laws and then see what you could do. So these people follow the law, there'd be less than 1% of these people be in business in South Africa. A lot of businesses are illegally, under the table, illegally. So therefore, at the same time, I'm gonna land with this. At the same time they're doing all that, right? Illegal business and stuff like that, right? They're on the internet just running their mouth. They had the Nigerian guy said that he was going to be an Igbo king of Eastern Cape, and this is fueling this anger in the country, and it becomes explosive. If it was one thing, if people just there, okay, they're there minding their business right there. They say, well, what about the whites? The whites are not on social media mocking black South Africans, because if it was not for black South Africans, they wouldn't be there in the first place. They didn't come there in large numbers under apartheid. They came there and there was a black government and a black majority in charge. You know, so but to disrespect these people in their own country, that's where I think the problem comes in. It's all about respect, you know, and I'll land with that.
Dinas, can I say this real quick? Look,
Go ahead.
if somebody come into your country and you are already gainfully employed, you think those Africans are going to go to your
It doesn't
job?
matter. It doesn't matter.
Tyler, hold on a second, please. They're going to go to your job and talk to your boss, and your boss is going to fire you and replace you with that African that just came into your country? Of course not. So most of these people who are talking, they're probably already unemployed. They're not employed, gainfully. Most of these immigrants that's coming there are doing the lowly jobs. They're not going to these big corporations and working there and getting the
Yeah,
high
but
paying jobs.
they don't belong there in
Carla,
the first
please,
place.
Hey,
please.
Kyler, you
Are they
gotta let
wrong?
them talk. You gotta let them talk. Go ahead, Elvis.
So, and then lastly, Diners, if an African come here and tell you, Diners, I get more women than you. Diners, I got a better job than you. Diners, you just brush it off and say whatever. You know what I mean? A confident man who's doing well in his country, he doesn't listen to nonsense from other people who's talking shit about him. You don't go and start a group and say, well, these Africans are taking our jobs. They're taking our women. They're doing better than us. The scarce resources in our country have to be protected. You don't say stupid shit like that. So for me, I think go to your government. The government are the one empowered to enforce the laws. If you think that the laws are not being enforced, advocate for your government to enforce the laws. If you think
Elvis, let me ask
somebody
you
is
a
doing
question.
something wrong,
Does that
go and
God bless
snitch to the
America. God
go and
bless
snitch to
ICE.
the police. So for me, this argument that South Africans are right because it's a whisper of what's happening here in America. You see a lot of these FBAs,
Yeah,
finding
but
sympathy with the.
FBAs are
Tyler,
not
please let
threatened
me
by
just flesh out my
Afrikaners.
thought,
It's the
brother.
exact
You
same
would
thing.
you would
It's the
find them
exact
fleshing
same thing.
out sympathies with
Sir,
these people because they think they're competing with scarce resources. The thing about America that most people don't understand: illegal immigrants. They came out a study that they pay more into the tax system than
That's a
they
lie.
receive.
That's a
That is
You
lie.
see,
complete
they
bullshit.
can't
That
they
is
can't
That's a
complete
get
lie.
Social
BS.
Security,
You are
they can't
lying.
get
That is
welfare
a lie.
programs, and they
That
Pro-immigration
still
is
pay
propaganda,
taxes.
sir.
nah. You
Because
just straight up
hold
Pro-immigration
lying.
on,
propaganda.
every
No, no,
time
you
an
ain't no
illegal
more. You
immigrant
lying.
goes to the store, just 1 second, every time he goes to a store and buy
Illegal
anything
aliens eat up
or
over
pay for any
200
service, he's
billion in
paying taxes
taxes
on those
at this
things.
local,
So is
He's
state,
everybody
paying
else.
and
taxes on
federal
those
level.
things.
That's what
And he's
everybody
not
else
going to
does.
reap any of the
Because
social
let me ask
benefit that this country has to
Elvis,
offer
let me
because
ask
it's
you a
illegal.
question.
Over
Let me ask you a question.
200
sir,
Alex,
billion
when are you going
in
back
the
home?
taxes a
typical
year.
Go back to
example
your
is
That
homeland,
is
sir.
documented.
the typical
You
example is
lying,
Harlem,
Elvis.
right?
Elvis, you either
Oh no,
lying or you just
I gotta
speaking
pass the mic.
ignorant.
I gotta read the
I
super
said,
chat and pass the
Dennis,
mic.
it's been
I gotta read the super chat and pass the mic to Africa. Shout out to Black South African standing. Somebody needs to mute their mic. Hold on, not this. Hold on. There we go. All right. Shout out to Black South Africans standing up for the communities, praying for stronger borders, fair for policies, and real opportunities for the locals. Thank you, FBA Online, for the 499 holla. All right, go ahead, Africa.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Go ahead, Africa. Africa, mute yourself.
His Digicel cell phone device is out of
All
order.
right, Babaliko. Go ahead, Babaliko.
Yeah, I say what the South Africans. I agree with. I don't really don't agree with Elvis, but I agree with Elvis on this one. Okay, what the South African is doing is absolutely ridiculous. When I was there, I have some Black American friends over there that build nice big houses and stuff. They don't really say too much, but when I was talking to them, they and all disagree, but they doesn't say it out loud. But when I was there, and there was these South Africans misbehaving, like the ANC and stuff, Ramaphosa, they're not going to really say nothing because they don't want to lose votes. The only person who really talks there is Malema, and he lost a lot of votes for that. But what I was hearing on the ground is a lot of the whites hire a lot of the Zimbabweans and Nigerians and stuff on the farms and stuff, and they work the farm. So I don't know what they're really the South Africans getting mad about, because a lot of the jobs is farm works and selling stuff on side of the streets. Is no big jobs. It's little jobs that they're working.
I think I would say this, brother. I think it's the principle thing. Let me ask you a question. In every country in Africa, you have this problem. In Nigeria, you have a problem.
Oh Lord Jesus, Collar, just ask the question, Collar. Just ask the question. I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got to pass the mic, Collar. Collar, just ask the question.
They want Nigerians gone, Togolese gone. Nigeria is the more welcoming.
Collar. I got Collar. I don't think you can hear me. I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, Donis. So this is a topic that I'm happy that you brought here, because I'm having a problem with them South Africans. I don't like how they behave against their brothers, because they don't do that to nobody else. They don't do that to the white South Africans who still have their land today, their gold mines and everything. They own everything. Just recently, a Jewish guy came and bought up how much acres up in the mountains where they can't even go anymore, and they put a big fence there, and they can't even go there. But there ain't nobody up there saying anything. And so they have a big problem with that. They have the PA party and the Action SA. They get a lot of votes of being xenophobia, a lot of votes. And they take a lot of EFF. A lot of people left the EFF and went to these people because of that. So South Africa have a big issue there, man. They got a really, really big issue there when it comes with other folks. I don't understand what some of these people saying with people coming in, but come on, man. What jobs are they really doing that the South Africans are acting up for? What, do they want to work on the farms? They want to go and clean the white people house in South Africa?
They're drug dealing too much.
Because
they're killing kids. They're setting up candy stores.
Guy. Let him talk.
You know,
guy. Babalico, you got 30 seconds.
Yeah, because that. Hold on 1 second, sir. Because that's the jobs they are doing. So I don't see what's the xenophobia and
Collar. Let him. I gotta pass the mic. He can't.
And the xenophobia and the misbehavior because a lot of them don't even work. It used to have one guy called Lux. Lux. He was a big guy that used to be going around and fighting the EFF and everything. With these guys fighting them, saying, no, we don't want them here. But guess what? He said, no, man, I got to stop doing that because, I look in, I got friends who from some Zimbabweans and Nigerians, and they come here, they're just working. So I got the Tanta Lux, and he stopped doing that. So, but they still have a couple of these people that's running around doing this stuff in South Africa. And I think it's very dangerous because...
Let me ask you a question. Okay, now, do you think law enforcement...
Let him finish, please.
I think
let him ask this question. It's fine. Right.
Okay. Look, what do you think? Like I said, this is what I'm saying. Do you believe there's such thing as a nation state, or public nation state? I mean, that's what the president. Do you agree that? Hold up. Me personally,
Collar, I gotta pass the mic. Collar.
And the citizen has dual responsibility.
Oh Lord, guys, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
hear you, Dennis. Collar got his phone to his mouth and nothing in his ear to hear.
Okay, there's laws on the books, right?
Collar, ask the question. Collar, ask the question. Golly, man.
You got to mute him.
Go ahead.
Tell him to get out and come back in.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you, brother Linus. For the great work as always. Giving us your time. To come here. And give us the opportunity to give our opinions. Really grateful, brother CD and everyone. Great to see you back.
Yeah, welcome, bro.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you, sir. So yeah, basically, yesterday I was a bit fiery towards the South African brother, but we had me and Mansa, and him. We did had a little moment to talk about it, at the backstage, and trying to understand really where they're coming from. I did try to get my opinion through, which he understood, but I can see also where he misspoke. Because what he's trying to say is, it's not all Africans who are not welcome to South Africa. But however, he said there's a particular group of Nigerian people who came to the country who are badly misbehaving compared to the other groups. These are the people that he's talking about. He gave an example of a Nigerian who his mom used to admire to, because his mom goes to the church for over 10 years. This guy, he never missed a church. He goes to church every single day. He prays more than everybody else. But guess what? The guy got killed about not long ago, only to find out he was murdered by his gang members. This guy, he was involved in heavy kidnapping, outside the airport in Johannesburg, involving kidnapping, pimping, and stuff like that. His mom was absolutely traumatized. He couldn't believe that this Nigerian guy who came across so religious, who never missed church one day in 10 years, would involve in this sort of crime. So some of our people badly represent Africa. When they go outside the continent, they badly misrepresent the African people when they go to the other African countries, and that needs to be exposed. That needs to
Africa. I'm not cutting you off, but that's only 2%.
Was the Nigerian guy a Fulani Nigerian?
Only 2%. Only 2% of the crime that is committed in South Africa is committed by immigrants. So I just want you to be clear with that. It's not. It's 2%.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, yeah, I agree. I agree. Most of the crime is committed by locals, but in all fairness, it's their country. Okay, every country you go, you're gonna get locals who commit crimes more than the outsiders. I totally agree. I did have a lot of pushback. I did not just take it in. Elvis, I'll come to you later. Don't worry. So basically, I had to push back, and I said to him, "Yeah, but that's normal, And I wish he's gonna come. I hope if he's listening, he can come up, because it's nice to have a South African to give their own view. And I actually goes into the political, climate in South Africa, which I think is very worrisome. Where he think ANC is gonna be nowhere to be found in the next few years. He think it's either gonna be like a great coalition in South Africa, and that's the mood that they find themselves in. And I did press hard. Why are you guys allowing non-native Africans to be native of the land of South Africa, where for a fact that other Africans are not welcome, and he basically gave a pushback saying a lot of these non-native, they have been there for 300 years, they find themselves mixed with the population, so they're allowed. Okay, fine, but let's be real. There are certain group of African people who do not represent themselves well everywhere they go. In a large scale, they're involved in a robbery, crimes, and also pimping, kidnapping, and so on. I mean, this is, if you're gonna do it in your country, fine. Don't go to another man's country and do it and think they're gonna tolerate it, because some people are very tolerant towards others. We know that. So that's a different issue. Okay. But however,
South
my
Africa
point
needs ice over there.
sorry, they need ice. Please.
Yes, they do. They need their own
Yes.
version of ice. Ice
Yeah,
is
they
holy.
need, I mean,
Ice is doing
that's what I
God's
said.
work in the
I
United
said
States.
they shouldn't blame the immigrant. They should actually blame the people who are actually and the authorities who are not doing their jobs well, because they should actually concentrate on the criminals who are coming in their country, violating the immigration rules, committing crimes in the street, killing innocent people. They should be sent back to their country. They should be put in prison. You shouldn't allow that. And he also emphasized about
Africa.
Yeah.
If ICE can fit in
Mm.
America, ICE doesn't work anywhere.
Yeah.
ICE fail already here. So why you need ICE in South Africa? They already
Let,
failed.
let's not mix the thing
Yeah.
here. They're crying about their resources.
Yeah.
They say the Africans are competing with them for
Exactly.
resources. They're not
No,
even
He's
complaining about the
no,
crime.
that's
They're
true.
trying to
So
talk
they
about
know that they have a
let me
high
that point.
crime rate
No,
already.
All right, guy.
that's
Let
true.
Africa finish. Let Africa finish. Go ahead.
Africa does need an
Thank you,
ice
Daniel.
system.
Yeah, that's true, and I understand that. But Elvis, you yourself, you sit there and talk about others. You come from a ethnic group who actually are not native to Liberia. You came from Nigeria. You only not long ago came to Liberia. But you actually, fought against the people who came to civilize and build your country, the African Americans who came to Liberia and develop your country, you fought against them for power. So you're the last person to actually listen to when it comes to those things, bro. You're not even you don't
Did
even
you
belong
just
to
did you just
Liberia.
put it
When
out of
you
your
when you look at
ass,
your
or did you
ethnic group,
do research on it?
Ooh, cook.
you belong to the Ijaw group of Nigeria,
Ijaw
the
group?
Niger
Are you
Delta. You don't
stupid?
belong
We're
to.
related to them, but
Yes, you
I don't
belong to
belong to
Southern
them.
Nigeria. You don't belong to Liberia. The Kru people are not native to Liberia, man.
Those people
You
keep
actually
my
came
people
there
there. We fought
and fought
wars
against
against them. How
native.
can you
You
say
fought
I
against
came
African
there and voted
Americans.
against them?
You fought against African Americans for power, and you don't know what to do with the power. Look how you destroyed the nation. And your guy Bagbo in the Ivory Coast done the same thing. Look at what he did. He nearly destroyed the Ivory Coast. So you should be the last person that's speaking about issues like that. Please just be quiet, mute.
Oh man,
Okay? And what
Now
I'm
you
you
trying to
see
must
say
have
what
is,
put it out
yeah,
of
FBA
your
been
ass,
saying for the
bro.
longest?
You like
Now
to
you see?
disparage Nigerians every chance you get.
They're
I don't
trying to
stand
test
for
the
it
you see how
because
hypocrisy.
you
that's
got
why
a
you don't like
Fulani
You got
supremacist
FBA.
your own
mindset,
bystanders over there
and
as
you
well.
spew
All right,
rhetoric to
Okay,
try to
so
disparage Southern Nigerians, and I won't stand for it.
Hold on. Africa, you got 30 seconds. I got to pass it to say James.
okay, so yeah, so when the people go into other people's land, from Nigeria or any other country, please respect the people, respect their laws. And South Africa, please stop targeting other African people, you know, who actually been there for you, helping you to fight against apartheid and work with them instead of fighting against them. They'll also fight against the people who are actually coming to your country trying to destroy it. These are the two things you should separate, put them aside. But I'll pass the mic for now. I'll let someone else speak. Thank you, Dinus. Thank you.
All right, say James. Go ahead.
Hi, Donis. Thanks for having me. And, hope that those people that are
Yeah.
calling are African minded because I'm hearing FBAs talking over here, right? And I know it's an open panel and people can come in, but this is an African issue between Africans, right? So if you don't love Africa, you don't love Africans, you shouldn't be here. Trust me, you shouldn't.
Well, okay,
That's not your.
say. Hold on.
No, no, no. I get your point. I'm saying everybody can be here.
Say James. So I just get annoyed when people say that. When I put the link in the chat room, anybody could call in.
I know you that's your channel. I'm just
Right.
saying.
Yeah. I just get
America
annoyed
has
when people
laws,
say that.
right? America has laws, right? When Africans come here, it's because of the fact that
Nice.
America has laws, right? Somebody was alluding to ICE, right? Can you
Slow down for a
come on?
minute.
Passport King.
Hey, Donis, I'm not gonna listen.
Hold
That's
on.
not. I'm not in his mama's house, man.
Passport King. Let say James talk. Go ahead, say James.
I'm not in your mama's house, man.
Passport King.
Are you in your Are you in your homeland, sir? Before you
No,
address
I'm in
me,
your mama's ass, man.
Let
This is
are
where I
you in
am.
your own homeland, sir?
Pause. Let's be respectful, guys. Come on.
I never left. I never left my homeland. This is my ancestors' homeland.
Oh yeah. You can
Did
take
you
it,
ever
shove
leave
it up
your
your ass
homeland,
if you
sir?
want.
Are you in your
Take
homeland?
it and shove it up your ass.
You gotta protect some
You
James,
trying
man.
to
Mute those
fight?
guys.
You trying to fight, but you're not protecting your
Man,
own
hey
homeland.
man, hey, take it and shove it up your ass, bro.
Yeah, I know you homo like that.
Yeah, I know.
I know you homo like that.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for
Hey,
letting
Donis,
the
can I
world know.
continue?
Hey, let
Can
the
I
man speak,
continue?
man.
Let
The Most High condemns you
Reverend Green. Don't
in the name of.
go ahead, say James.
All right, man. Hey. Somebody was alluding to ICE, right? So what we are like, the Africans that are now from South Africa, right? We want the system to work for South Africans, right? As far as law and order is concerned.
Right.
Africans are in America, right? When immigration target an African here in America, you don't see Africans outside, protesting against that. Because we do believe that any Africans that come to America has to abide by the law. If you are illegal here in America, America has the right to return you to your homeland. This is not a debate. We agree to that. The same thing should be applied to South Africans. If they have a problem with immigrants and they want them out of their country, the law should work for everyone so people don't feel like they're being targeted. Someone was talking about Nigerians. There's a lot of videos when you see these people, they're not Nigerian, they sit in front of their businesses. Like vigilante groups are going in there, checking their paperwork, checking their status, trying to antagonize them. Those are videos that we as Africans we see. We have an African Union. So most of these people on the panel, they don't know what our African Union works. They don't know how Africans trying to, bring Africans together on the continent. They don't know that. They're looking at it through the lens of America. Africa doesn't work like that. You know a country called Ivory Coast. There's more than 5 million immigrants from all over Africa that live in Ivory Coast. but you don't see a single video of Ivorian kicking a Ghanaian out, kicking a Burkinabe out, kicking a Malian out. So
Great
we
point,
have a
St. James.
system that works for everybody. You understand? But if you have a problem with an immigrant, you should make it clear, you know, and all Africans should be able to help you out. But the way of which you're going at it, no, we're not gonna sit on here and agree to that. We're not. And the idea that Africans shouldn't be talking, this is happening on the continent of Africa. It's not happening in America. I don't even know why these guys are not here talking about it. It's not happening in America. It's happening in Africa between Africans. You don't know
May I
the law
speak, sir,
that
please?
man, listen. And then Dennis, and someone was, listen, I don't want to go there because we already discussed that last night, right? Let's not be disrespectful towards one another. Carla was on here talking all this rubbish, right? Elvis, I want to ask you, who gave Carla a diplomatic passport to Liberia? Because I'm really beginning. Listen, I'm really beginning to suspect something in here. You see what I'm saying? You cannot benefit from Africans like all the time. When you come out here, you trying to sneak these Africans. First of all, he's not Liberian. He doesn't come to Liberia by birth, but citizen. Maybe he's married there, but God damn, if you don't like Liberian, you don't like Africa, why are you going in there? Stay in
Carla's
America
cool,
and
man.
fight
He's
your
just
fight.
emotionally
I know. Hey, he's cool dude, but every time he want to take shot at Africans, like, listen, we know what our law and order should work. So don't give us lesson about where Africans should be. Nobody's against South Africa. Nobody's against or what they have accomplished for themselves. Nobody's against that. Don't call us jealous. If they're not open to welcoming other immigrants, make it clear. Make it clear. You can do that through the African Union that you subscribe to. Nobody force you to join the African Union. You should remove yourself if you want to, and don't call yourself Africans. And that's your right. That's your right. Because every African country is going through the same thing. All the countries in Africa welcome immigrants from other neighboring countries. We did that. You are not the only one that is going through it. Your situation is not unique. It's not. So stop pretending that everybody is running to your country. I gave you an example of other countries that are welcoming immigrants from West Africa. So they're not unique, Dennis. We don't have those videos. Show me a video in Ivory Coast where these people are doing this.
Well, that's true. That's definitely true.
St. James, the only difference with Ivory Coast.
I gotta read the super chat. Summer, none other baddie. Thank you for $2 holla. Black people anywhere don't build infrastructure at all. FBA Young Line, thank you for $4.99 holla. Al, just say it plainly, if it is the Igbos going to South Africa misbehaving, trafficking drugs.
As far as
but Dennis,
let me land.
I'm not judging the money. Now I gotta don't interrupt me when I'm reading the money. Thank you. FBA Young Line, thank you for $1 holla. Al is cooking. Let this Liberian know. All right.
Let me land my plan. Just 1 second, Carla, Dennis.
Okay.
Listen, as far as these FBAs are concerned, right? I don't want to be vile with my word, but they can suck a dick and hit a dick, nigga.
Say James, that's
$10 fine, St. James.
Say James, that's $10 fine.
Yeah, but I mean,
hold on, City. Hold on. Say James, that's a $10. That's a tariff.
At a BC.
Hey, man, hey, Dennis, I'm gonna pay you, man. I'm gonna pay you. Because that's why I didn't want everybody to listen to me. But I keep my word though. I keep my word.
No. Hold on. Say James, you gotta send your tariff.
No. Send the link, man. Send the link my way, bro.
No, it's right there on the screen. The cash app's on the screen.
I'm gonna exit and pay you $10 because matter of fact, I pay you $20 for this.
Okay.
Pay for future N-word use, St. James. We got one.
No, because I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna do it more. So can I pay you $40 so I can do it?
You're funny, man.
That is fleecing us, man. He's trying to control speech, man. We got to protest for free speech on this platform.
Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do, Don? Is I'm gonna give you 50. So I'm gonna let you anybody that want to use a disrespect.
I get 2 N-word pass with that, Don.
I'm gonna do 50. I'm gonna do 50.
Okay.
Thank you, St. James. I think what he said is 100%.
Thank you, St. James.
You know, it's that's why Black people right now they have lost Harlem completely, right? This is the only place that is being identified by Black Americans, and they have lost it completely. 80% white, 20% Black. They have Marcos
You
Bolivar,
don't
they
know the
have
history.
Martin Luther
You're
King Bolivar.
talking
Everything has been
anti-black
taken away,
rhetoric.
and
You don't know the history of
it is
Harlem.
sad that
Is the
all
passport
the
queen
brown
talking while our
stones,
man's talking?
all the brown
Elvis,
stones that their
you should
parents
worry
left
about
for
your third
them,
world
they
nation that you
have
try to pretend
sold
you're not
everything
from.
and
Shut up, you
moved back to the
Caribbean
south.
No,
babbling
you
fool.
tell your dad if you
It
know who
is
your
so
dad
sad
is.
that
Yeah.
they were fighting
Say
Africans and
say
now
the
all of
word
them have
throw. Say
flee.
throw.
They flee their neighborhood, and most of them
Yeah.
have
Your
moved down to the
mom's a
south,
sex worker. That's
sold their
plenty of
Now
Yeah.
you
properties.
go to Obama
It
cuz.
is
All right,
sad.
yeah, all right. Hold on. No, we're not talking about moms. Hold on, CD. I need you
Please.
to apologize, Passport King.
My
What
apologies. Okay.
what did
All
he
right,
Probably
say?
do something, brother. Let's
good.
Yeah,
go.
but
All
Pastor
right,
K.
let's move
CD
on.
was
Don't
speaking.
interrupt.
Please let CD. Yeah.
So let me
Don't interrupt. Go ahead, CD.
so it is the same example here. When I moved in Harlem, it was totally controlled by Black people, right? But now look, white people have taken over 100%, 80% white, 20% Black. And if you
Right.
see any Black person, maybe he's African, all of them have flee. That's why do not work in America
Let me
and leave
flee.
house with your kid.
No, I'm not trying to be
If you
rude. Let
leave
me give
brown
my
Right.
student with
flee.
them, they sell it,
No, wait. Let him
they
finish.
have
Let him finish.
sold it and move out
Mm.
because of the
Yeah.
hatred that they have for other Black people. And now
Well,
they have lost everything. And now
That's the.
last month,
Yeah.
or actually I
Mm.
don't have to say, oh, I'm buying this building because we have lost Harlem. This is the time that you want to buy a place in Harlem
Yeah.
when you guys have been kicked out from the world neighborhood of Black people.
yeah,
Sad.
It's the
I
same thing
actually
that
feel
is doing in
sad.
South
So
Africa
Jan,
right now.
you
It's the
don't
so
know
same
Jan, you
thing.
should have
Yeah,
sent
it's
it
sad.
through the Cash App, man. You got Donna's only gonna get like 60% of that.
I
It's
say,
the
James, don't
same.
put the cash app on the screen, man. Come on. I said
It's the
send the
same.
cash app, say James. Golly.
Maybe
And
maybe
and
he
and,
doesn't
and,
have
what-
one.
and
I
what's
just,
in
but you
Jim
know what?
said? What's in what?
Say James. I said send it to say James. So the tariffs are paid via Cash App because I'm not gonna see that 50, say James. So that's more like 30.
Oh
But,
man.
but say James,
It-
we not hold on. Say James, we're not complaining. I appreciate you. Thank you, my
Yeah.
brother. Thank you
and,
for your
and,
super chat. Regardless, thank you.
and what's in
Mm.
Jim said? He's from Burkina Faso, right? But go to Ivory Coast.
Mm.
There are certain part of Ivory Coast when you go, you think you are in Niger. Certain part you go, you will
Right.
see you are in Nigeria. Certain part you go to Ivory
No.
Coast, you think you are in Morocco.
Right.
You know,
No, that's
but you will never
that's true.
hear the Ivorians are chasing people out like this. There are South Africans in Ivory Coast, South African in Ghana, all of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
That's
what
right.
this hatred is for, right? If you guys feeling you are most of the time people travel because they go to a certain country, they don't want to do certain job in their native country, right? Like a driving cab or working in a salon. They prefer doing
Mm.
that in different country because people don't know them there, right? That's the reason why
Right.
sometimes people travel. But the guy that they
But
were
in all
chasing out of the
fairness,
nail salon, he could do the same
CD,
thing in Ghana.
CD, CD. In all fairness, Ivory Coast is majority francophone brothers. Okay, apart of the Ghanaians that go there. But if they don't
There are a
have a
lot
lot
of
of Nigerians
Nigerians
in
there
Ivory
too.
Coast, but you
A
don't have
lot.
a lot of Nigerian community there, like compared to the other
Yeah,
groups, right?
What's
yeah.
the numbers?
Well,
What's the numbers?
but the
A little bit,
example
yeah,
that you
a
are
little bit.
the example that you are giving that Nigerian, yeah, we know Nigeria is being hit by everywhere, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should go after all Africans because certain
No,
Nigerians are
that's I
causing
that's
trouble,
my point, CD. That's my point because
right?
it don't generalize on the entire region, and that there's only, in fact, not all Nigerians are doing it. That's what I said to him yesterday. That's what he said also, and I said you should have break it down like that. If you come on the platform and you break it down in this way, look, the Masaki is my witness. If he say, come on, I said if he say there's certain group of Nigerian people, not all, certain group of Nigerian people who are going in there and doing this, you do. I said you hundred percent get
Who's the
their
second
support.
group? Africa.
No,
Who's
no,
the
no, no.
second group?
It's Igbo. That's
he,
that's a
he
fact.
wants to say it, but he don't want to.
Yeah,
He don't
just
want to
say
say it
it.
out
But
You know
when
that.
loud.
you
I
go
know
to
that. Stop being
when you go to
disingenuous.
Nairobi, Kenya, the same thing. It's the same thing how Nigerians are being hit in
It's the same
Kenya,
thing.
right? They
Do
causing
you
trouble
know
for
the
them.
same problem we have? Yeah, they
Everywhere
have
you
that
go,
problem. The-
Nigerians is causing trouble.
CD, as we speak, there is over 2,000 Igbos in the prison of Mali as we speak. I can send the video and the link.
Yeah, I
2,000
know.
from one
I know.
ethnic group in the prisons in Mali. Why that is?
Well, it's
In Mali,
like
that's in a war zone.
yeah, even in Nairobi, when I went there, this guy he killed his Kenyan girl. He butchered her, took some of her body parts, and when were they? It happening
Yeah, that's what they
in
do. These
everywhere they
ritual
go. They
killings
do the
and
same thing.
yeah, and
So
also that.
but that doesn't mean that you should target all
And
African
it's not all
descendants or
Igbos
culture.
also. It's not all Igbos also. I like that because I know a lot of decent Igbos also. So it's like this generalization is the problem. But also going to other man's country and not behaving and respecting other man's land and their laws, and their regulation is a problem because you're an ambassador of your nation when you go into another man's country.
Yeah,
Let's speak the truth.
even with not only that, the byproduct they sell, like the bleaching skin, the Igbos are the ones selling it. I
Oh,
think you see they be
come on,
selling
man.
it.
Let's not do that Igbo slander. Enough of it already. Let's move on.
Well, I mean,
Oh, you're good at
we're
saying
not
other stuff.
targeted,
Now you
but
don't want to hear
the
the
fact is,
truth, Elvis, of
this is
your
what is
failed
causing
people.
trouble for everybody, which is
Yeah,
very
but
sad.
No,
CD, the
they're
only thing,
wonderful Igbo people, bro. They
No, no,
are
definitely.
industrial people. They're hardworking. Yeah, there's some people who are criminals amongst
yeah.
them, but don't just harp on them.
Wait.
Okay,
Sometimes
so
it's a mindset of certain people from certain country that all of them have to be rich, and which is
Hey,
very sad.
guys, I have breaking news. Megan Thee Stallion ended her relationship with Clay Thompson because Clay was cheating on her.
Adonis,
oh
Adonis,
no.
stop it. After he bought her that new Bentley,
Hey, she's the one that announced it. I mean, I'm not laughing. I'm
Well,
not laughing. Okay,
no.
I'm not. It's not funny,
is it
but
satire or is it real?
no, it's real. But what I'm saying is, Clay is a NBA All-Star basketball player, handsome guy. I mean, he deserves more than one woman.
Pause.
Yeah, of
Yeah, he
course.
deserves more than one woman.
This is why that polygamy,
Well,
in
he
the black
finally
holes.
woke up
Yeah,
and
yeah, but
realized
Megan
he
Thee
could do
Stallion
way
needs to just
better.
Megan Thee Stallion needs to just know her role and play her place, stay in her
He
place.
woke
Yeah,
up and realized
simple
he
as
could do
that.
way
Thank you,
better.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Thank
Megan
you.
Thee Stallion needs to just somebody needs to talk to Megan and say, Megan, just stay in your place and know your role
That's right.
in a discussion.
Know
All
how
right, go
to
ahead.
know how to cook, and how to twerk, and in the palm wine when the drums are beating.
Adonis, James
All
want to
right,
get the link
guys,
to come back.
hold on, guys. Let me read these super chats real quick. Here we go. FBA Young Line, thank you for 499 holla. Say James is living under the white man's nuts while his countrymen are being slaughtered by terrorists. Say James, thank you for the $50 holla. Baba Lico 9354, thank you for $5. Say James, you're 100% right. FBA Young Line, thank you for 499 holla. Igbos aren't the only ones. It's the Southern Nigerians in general. You don't hear Northern Nigerians exporting crime and drugs. All right.
Dinus, can I make a quick
Nah,
point?
they're killing
Dinus,
people in Nigeria, raping little girls and calling them wives. That's all.
All right. Go ahead, Passport King.
recall when I came on, I was the first one to speak after you. Did I mention FBAs or delineation? I kept it to the topic. The only thing I added in was trying to point out where's Pan-Africanism. And then, no need to name them, several people started taking shots at FBA. So I can't be accused of dragging my people into this topic. So what this goes to show is that these other so-called black peoples around the world, which I refuse to use the term as a misnomer, they are obsessed with black Americans. Y'all cannot stop talking about us. You cannot stop thinking about us. You have hundreds of channels on Twitter, Clubhouse, and all y'all do is 24/7 is talk about us while your countries are in shambles, just like what's going on in South Africa, which I do support them in the extent that they have a right to want to have their country for themselves. And let me let me take another quick moment. There's been several clearly they don't understand U.S. history. They just repeat white supremacist talking points. Let's talk about this Harlem point St. James brought up.
That wasn't St.
Black
James. That was
Americans
Cedars.
did not flee. We are U.S. citizens. We could live in any of the 50 states and U.S. territories that we choose. There was a time when Black people lived in Harlem. They went up there, the North, to leave during the South for various reasons. And then about the 90s, many Black people began moving back to the South. That's not fleeing. That's internal migration in the country. And as far as Elvis, the witless wonder, talking about how Black Americans don't want to work on farms, who do you think was working on the farms that fed the country before Mexicans start coming in the 1950 onwards? You think those fruits and vegetables magically picked themselves? And I'm not talking slavery. I'm talking post-slavery from the early 1900s to say 1950s, 1960s approximately. Who do you think was picking that food? The food magically picked itself. So
You're talking about the Jim Crow, the Jim Crow era. That's what you're talking about.
No, your comment is idiotic. That people.
I didn't say African American in particular, anyways.
No. You said
African Americans are not losing jobs to Mexicans as fruit pickers.
You said people don't want to pick that comment. What do you use, African American? Which I don't like that term. I'm gonna use.
I didn't say African Americans. I said Americans. So you just probably took it like that.
U.S. citizens, white and Black.
You want to pick fruits? Go down south and go pick fruits, bro. I'm not stopping you from picking fruits.
No. But the point is that you're ignorant. You don't
get out my damn country,
and you talk out your behind.
Hey, Caribbean Queen, you want to go pick fruits in Florida and in Alabama? Go pick fruits, bro. Go compete with the Mexican for $3 an hour, bro. Go pick fruits.
Drop your alley. Where you located so ICE can pick you up?
Yeah, go pick fruits, bro. Go to Alabama and pick fruits for $3 an hour.
But check it out.
It's your right.
You know why they're getting illegal aliens out this country? Because we don't need them to pick food. We got machines. I don't know how they do it in your third world homeland.
Yeah, go tell it to the farmers in Alabama who's crying that their strawberries are going bad because they don't have enough fruit pickers.
They're using children to pick the fruits in third world countries.
Yeah, they got kids on your Caribbean island putting sugar canes all day long. What are you talking about,
South
man?
Africa didn't start doing this delineation that they're trying to do right now. It's going to turn into District 9 in the next few weeks.
I say they.
Bro, you drunk already. I know you showing us a beer bottle. You're already drunk, man. We can't take you seriously, bro.
Delineation is ordained by the Most High. Leviticus chapter 10, verse 10.
Who was the hoodlum that mentioned my name, man?
It's the passport queen, man. She's on a period, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Hey, man, you hoodlums, man. You said Africans have channels, right? So I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those, right? But you see the topic on here, it didn't say FBA, right? But your fat ass is on the air. Your fat ass is on the air talking about Africans issue, right? So you talking about yourself. Basically, you are talking about yourself. No. You call. Listen. You woke up in the morning, right? I know you ain't got nothing to do. It's a great Saturday. You ain't got nothing to do, right? So the topic is not about you, but you're gonna have to make it about you to think that you can be. You are relevant. You are irrelevant. You are irrelevant, though. You are not. You are not in a
Caribbean country he's hiding from, man. He's coming from Antigua and Barbuda at some point.
Delineation.
Donis. I just paid $50. I don't have Cash App. I don't have Cash App, right?
I mean, but
no. You have
Zelle. Say James. Like, I mean, YouTube, they take like 40%. You know.
I got you. You have Zelle? Do you have Zelle?
I got Zelle. Of course, I got Zelle.
Okay, send me that one. Send me that Zelle. I take care of it.
Don't waste your N-word on her, man. She's not worth it.
But you're gonna have to allow me to speak on these groupies over here, Donis.
Okay, well, hold on. Here, that's the Zelle right there.
You can speak.
Okay. Once I'm finished talking, I'm done. So, Donis, actually, I'm sitting with Ivorian right now. We have a chicken and poisson. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, fish.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I love my chicken, man. Shout out to my Ivorian brothers, man. They're my peoples.
Right, they're listening to you. They're francophone. They're enjoying the show, right? So they're enjoying it. They don't like what these South Africans are doing. So that's the African power we're talking about, right? We've been through a lot with Ivorian, but they are our brothers. You know what I'm saying? So those are the relationship that we need to build and keep. But these South Africans, I'm not saying all of them, the one that we see on video, not all South African, the one that we see on video doing this to Africans, they are very pathetic, you know? And to all these little groupies over here, right? So thinking that we talking about you or you thinking about you, Don isn't talking about FBAs today. I don't know why you're here. You can be here. We don't care. We don't run from you. But the topic is not about you though. So you are the one looking for Africans. You are the one who wants to insert yourself in African issue, but we don't care. You can come in. But we're gonna talk about you though.
You're gonna talk.
So you are not out of reach. We can listen, bro. Let me finish though.
It's not even.
Let me. When CD was talking about Harlem, right? Actually, I lived in New York for 2 years.
Queen about to do a fish fry?
Yeah. Adonis, I lived in New York, right? What CD was talking about is correct, right?
Just because you
when African, man, listen, Adonis, bro. When Africans moved in,
you gotta let them talk. And,
when Africans moved in New York, like especially in Harlem, right? Yeah, we heard a few things. Hey, they moved in, they opened their businesses, they did this and this, that, and the third, right? We didn't care. Guess what? Who owns Harlem today? Not Africans, not Black American. Everybody lost.
Yep.
Everybody lost.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna keep happening until this FBA understands something. And I'm sorry.
Hey, you know, Jim, how they kick them out?
God
They
bless.
will look at a brownstone
Right.
and tell a black person, okay, the value of the brownstone is $6 million. You
Right.
have to pay property tax. You have to go by the landmark.
Right.
Because they don't have that type of job to maintain that brownstone.
Man,
They
your
will just sell
homelands
it
are
and
in
move to
shambles,
the
and you're
south.
talking about
Because
what
they
you're
have
doing
no
here in the
options.
United States. Fix up your homeland.
This is what happening.
Right.
So before you
have
for
orphan
your whole
boom
life
in
working for
Africa
brownstone
and in the
educating your
Caribbean.
kid, give them education and give them a good job. Because if they don't have a job to meet in our brownstone, they're going to sell it and move back down to the south where you came from. So now all of them flee to the south, which is very
Absolutely.
sad.
We love our country.
It
We
used to
believe
be. It used to be.
whatever
It
you
used
want
to
in
be.
our
It used to be
country.
where. It used to
Y'all
be where I
wrecked
used
your
to go to get
country.
my good
Y'all
food,
fled
interact
like
with
cowards.
people.
Y'all created
Yeah,
orphan
bro.
systems out there.
Yeah, Adonis, you
Red
got FBA
Cross,
line, right? You
Sally
call themselves
Struthers.
FBA line, right?
Go ahead, say James. Go ahead.
Okay, if he sees something in my country, right, that he believe he can help build, I would welcome him. Come to my country, help us with what is dysfunctional. Don't sit on YouTube and talk
Mr. Beast
shit.
already did
Come
that
help
for
me
you.
out. I need your help. Please come help me.
Dennis, I got a question
You know
for you,
what I'm saying?
Dennis.
So
Well,
You have
let's say James finish.
okay. Go ahead, CJ.
I'll pass the mic. I'll be back.
Yeah, let me ask a question real quick, Dennis. I just want to know something because I saw something that is strange for me.
Hold on, say James. I put the Zelle back on the screen.
Okay, I got you, bro.
Do any African Americans use that powdered needle milk in their household?
No. Okay, hold on, Elvis. Hold on. Nobody interrupt. So Elvis, Reverend Green showed he had palm wine in his hand, and he had that powder.
That you know where I'm going, Dennis.
And he had the fish
needle.
head like sardines. So I'm thinking Reverend Green.
He's trying with an African woman.
Yeah, you got him dating
Caribbean.
African woman. I think he's dating African woman.
I'm well traveled, brothers. And
That's what I'm
sisters.
saying.
I've
You know,
always
I've
said
peeped that.
How do you
I've
think
peeped
I
that a
know so
long
much
time.
about
That's why I was
you?
going with it.
How
Dennis. You
do you think I know so much about you?
I want to hear this.
How do you
Yeah, I
think
want
I
to
know
hear
so
this.
much
Yeah, go on,
about you, sir?
Elvis and
How much
Dennis.
you
I want
think
to
I
hear
know
this.
about you cowards?
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
all your
Because I
women
peeped it, and I
wanted-
know most
all-
African
I'm
Americans
gonna
don't
ask-
do
I'm
the
gonna
powder
let you
milk.
know.
So it's usually a
All
Caribbean
your
or
women
African
have
woman
been
that's doing
pillow
that.
talking for the
So he's probably
longest
with an
about
African woman.
how lazy you are, how you don't protect
So
your
you
own
so you with an
homeland.
African woman?
They've
Is
all
that
pillow
true?
talked. They've all pillow talked.
Reverend-
They've all begged the man in the high castle, Reverend Green, for sponsorships.
This
They've
dude.
all have. This is true. But they don't touch my heart. They don't touch my heart. I've never traveled for them. They've traveled for me.
No,
Just
boy.
like a whole FBA.
Just admit your
I don't need
trick,
a
man.
passport. They come to me. They're just like produce in the store.
Okay, we hear you, bro. Just admit you got an African girlfriend and be quiet.
I have plenty of women throughout my lifetime.
Do you eat your cereal with that needle milk? Do you put water in needle milk and mix cereal
One
with
day I
it?
might be lonely like you. However, I have a fine taste for lots of things
Oh boy.
in life.
You know that
But
African
you,
food. They
y'all
probably
don't
gonna
know how
feed
to
you some
appreciate
fufu
your
this
own homeland.
afternoon
I've
and
never left
stuff
my
you with some
homeland
fufu
for
and
none
pepper
of these
soup.
women.
This
I've
is
never
so
left.
sad, man.
If a
This is
woman
really
wants to
sad
give
to
me a
hear,
healthy
brothers.
You got an
children,
African
that's
woman
fine.
Yeah,
feeding you,
African.
bro, and you
If a
here talking
woman
shit
wants to
about
give me a healthy
Africans.
child, that
The
is
This is
fine.
so
irony of
sad
it.
to hear the division between the black
There
groups
are
in the
9
world.
plants.
It's so sad.
There is
It's
one
sad.
sun.
Mm.
God bless America.
She
Let me
gonna
read this
cook
super
the
chat.
African dry rice for
God
you, man.
bless
She got the fish
America.
ready to
Hey,
fry.
God bless
okay, guys, hold
FBA.
on. I'm reading the money.
This delineation.
God, Jesus, I'm reading the money. Summer none other Maddie. Thank you for $2 holla. Passport king equals loser who never got attention. Laugh out loud. All
Donis, I'm glad you picked it, man, because most African American men don't have needle
right.
milk
Excuse me.
or powdered milk in their house.
I saw the
Hold on.
palm wine.
Hold on.
I
When they
was like,
flee
okay.
their country, eh,
Yeah,
this
but
is funny how
Palm wine is great for
Passport King,
fertilization.
Passport King,
to
It's
Europe,
great for
Passport King. What's the
fertilization. Everything.
Latin America,
Passport King?
Of
I
North
asked you
course.
this
America,
But
question
I've never
before.
traveled out
Australia,
the
Sorry, guys.
country for
America.
nothing that
I
I
find that
wanted.
hilarious.
Guys,
They've
I
always
asked
come
you the
for me.
question before, Passport King. Passport King, I asked you the question before. What is the animosity towards Africans? Where is this stem from? Why?
Wait, say that again, please.
What is this? Why is the animosity towards African? Where is this stem from? Why?
Okay. I see why we're having a problem. What have I said that's animosity towards Africans? Please explain to me, Africa. This will help me answer your question. Point out to me what animosity have I
No,
demonstrated.
no, you. I mean, in particular, but in general, with all this
So you said
FBA,
not me in
like I
particular.
can.
Now they
You
want to act
answer the
silly.
question.
They were cussing us
Yeah,
out for about 30 minutes.
deport them. You know, delineation. You know, all
Okay.
this word. It's like,
wait a minute. Does
yeah,
delineation hurt people? Does deportation hurt
no,
people?
no. Do you know what?
Hold on.
If you want to, I agree with. I said that
Have
before.
we
If
seen? Okay,
FBA want to form, if
all right.
FBA
So
want to be
since
FBA
FBA,
and
now
form
we're
their own
getting less
ethnicity in
civil. Have you
America
seen
for the
ICE
benefit
agents?
of their
Hold
own
on. Have
group
you seen
and the
ICE
benefit of
agents
Black
take any
Americans,
illegal
I
aliens
100% agree
and
with that.
fire hose them? Have you seen ICE
No, okay.
agents sick dogs, German shepherds on illegal aliens?
I've been saying ICE agents, sick
Have you seen
dogs, and
ICE
German struggle on illegal immigrants.
But if
aliens
you if
put a
you're
noose
forming
around their
if you're
neck and hang
forming
them from a
if
tree?
you're forming a hate group to divide the black
No. Hold on. Have
population,
ICE
you know,
agents
as you
hung
know, we already divided. I'm against that. You know, that's
Hey,
my point.
guys, real quick. Hey, shout out to Say James for the $30 Zelle. Thank you.
Hey, St. James, you gotta send me
St.
something too,
James,
nigga.
Hey,
St. James is on fire, man.
let me read this super chat. FBA online. Thank you for the dollar. Holla, Reverend Green. You are not Black American. Stop speaking for us. Oh, you about to get.
Since you got a friend anyway,
Kicked out, Reverend Green. You got to get kicked out.
I have so many
They doing
souvenirs
mixed
in my
breed,
life.
man.
You got to
Half
get kicked out.
African
I know you're
or
jealous.
Caribbean.
I know you're jealous of me.
FBA Lion, he got funny
FBA,
super
I
chat.
know you're
I
jealous
love
of
his super.
FBA.
No, he's funny. I
But it doesn't
love his
matter.
super
I want
chat.
y'all to
It make
fix
me
up your
laugh.
homeland and
You know how to roast
fix up
brothers.
your
I love
homeland.
FBA Lion. But yeah, so basically, all I'm saying is this problem that you have in America today, we had this problem
Fight for
here in
me.
the UK before. We had the same problem, and today the Black British they wish they was nicer to Africans based on the results because gentrification have kicked in. You know, all these so-called people that they wanted to integrate with, these people have moved on and left them behind.
Nah,
And now,
that was all lies. That was all lies.
that's
See,
fine.
those are talking points.
No, let me. You see, your problem is you do not let people speak. Exactly, this is a problem. You don't let people speak. You like to interrupt them when they're making a valid point.
Africans surpass Black Americans. That's actually not true. Those are talking points based on lies. When you look at the actual data, it doesn't pan out. It's
You know,
not because
I'm talking about the UK. Do you live in the UK? Do you live in the UK? Do you live in my city? No. In my city, hold on. You don't live in my city.
This guy don't even have a passport. He doesn't have a passport.
The guy's not even FBA, bro. He's a Caribbean tether cosplayer.
Stop interrupting me, bro. Please.
That's your only way to try to dismiss me because you.
We hear your accent, bro.
If a brother like Dinus, a brother like Dinus as an FBA brother, yeah.
I'm a citizen of this country, and I'm
if someone like
why
that
you whispering, bro? Everybody's speaking like men. We can hear them. Why you whispering in the background?
Yeah,
speak up, man.
I'll believe them. I'll believe their agenda. But the way you sound like, bro, I don't trust.
We can't hear you, bro. We can't hear what you're saying. You're whispering, man.
Yeah.
Use your manly voice.
No, did he
Put some bass in that voice.
What did you just?
Did he?
Elvis. What did I just say,
see?
Elvis? Since you're such an expert.
Africa.
Yeah, you're whispering, bro. I can't hear what you're saying, man.
He never been to
Did
Africa.
he hear the sound? Did he hear the sound he's making? Did he hear the sound he's making?
I can't hear him. He's real low. He sounds like a whisper in the background.
No, but he's making.
Push me.
That's the sound of a white supremacist.
First of all, let me let you know, I will not take any bushmeat slander. Bushmeat is delicious. First of all and foremost, be warned. No bushmeat slander.
Tell them one more time, bro.
I know you guys were eye hustling what I had in my kitchen, but did you know all the commodities that you saw? They're cheaper to buy here than they are where you're from in your homeland.
No bushmeat slander is delicious. Damn it.
You fled your homeland.
Africa. Ask this guy if this guy ever traveled
Everything
anywhere.
that I have in my house.
Nah, he doesn't.
It's more affordable than here than in your homeland.
He doesn't.
He never traveled.
He don't represent the majority. Nah, he don't represent the majority of Black Americans. Nah, he doesn't.
FBA online is telling you to claim your Caribbean heritage and stop tethering to FBAs, man.
They can
drink. To take a trip with Daniels. If you go to Africa with
this guy probably from St. Kitts and Nevis or Antigua and Barbuda or Bermuda. He's not American, man. We can tell your accent, bro.
It's so sad that you guys fled your country.
You still whispering in the back. We can't hear you, Passport Plan.
Let's go to those countries and get you a
Let's go to this country. Why you talk like that, man? Talk like a damn man, man. That shit is annoying. Let's go to those countries.
I can't help him. You're on your own, bro. At the end of the day.
Stop fantasizing.
I know no Black American that talk like this with that little, timidness at the end of their voice. Let's go to their countries.
The Liberian call it Siri. You want to speak Siri?
Right.
What did I just say, Elvis? Translate, Elvis.
Did a coconut fall on your head and make you start speaking slow, bro?
No.
You try to shake that tree for a coconut and it fell on your head, bro.
How many different languages can you speak?
Did this FBA Passport King? Did he say monkey? Did he use the word monkey just now?
How many languages can you speak, sir?
Did Passport King? Did he use the word monkey?
Yes, monkey brains. That's what Elvis loves to eat.
Oh boy,
man.
FBA don't even talk like that, bro. That's some stupid shit Caribbeans said. That's something that Caribbeans say when they're trying to be racist to Africans.
Yeah.
You're not FBA, bro. I grew up in this country. I grew up around FBAs. You're not FBA, and I'm not even saying that to clown you. It's just a fact.
I grew up in the UK with Caribbeans. Caribbeans don't behave like him anymore. The Caribbeans I know now, they're very close to the people around there.
Yeah, bro. This dude think I'm just saying it to tease him, but not in reality. But we all hear your accent.
No,
we hear your accent. FBAs know their people. They know how they speak. Even if you're from the South, they'll hear your draw. You don't have a draw. You have a Caribbean accent, and you try to speak slow, and you try to use the cadence of white people to try to speak like you're American, but you're not.
You want to project that on me, so you want to pretend that I'm.
Stop speaking like that, man. Speak like
you're speaking so you're whispering because you don't want to project your actual voice because we'll hear your accent at a thicker level.
Hey, Elvis, you got my permission to pretend I'm a fleeing Tedder if it makes you feel better about
what is Tedder? That's not even how the word is pronounced, man. I'm telling you, you're not American. You can't pronounce these words. You say throw, you call it throw. There's some things that Caribbeans or Africans say. You have an accent, bro. Admit it.
It's true. Actually, to be honest, Liberian people gonna have more American accent than him.
Yeah, you can't pronounce TH together. You want to pronounce the T instead of saying throw. You say
more American accent than him.
You're not American, bro. We can peep it. You can say other words, right? You can have the accent of other words, but you always slip up and we hear it.
What's that, Africa?
I said you have more American accent than Passport King. You got more American accent than him.
Oh, really? I don't want to have that.
Seriously?
No. Okay. Elvis, you're basically saying that FBAs don't know how to talk, that we cannot.
That's not what I said, you fool. I said you don't know how to talk because I know their cadence. I know their speech pattern. I grew up with them. I went to school with them. You are mispronouncing words. Your accent is evident, bro. Stop the cap.
Let me tell you this about Spokane. Let me tell you this. If Iris speak, there's no way that I would know that Iris is Liberians. No way. But for you, I know you definitely Caribbean. 100%.
FBA line, I want you to come up to the panel and have a discussion with Reverend Grant.
Look, CD, I just want to know, right, why he's hiding his Caribbean heritage. Caribbeans are great people. They have a great history. Why would you be hiding your heritage? Did somebody clown you? Did an FBA already clown you and make you switch sides? What happened to you, bro?
Do you know what? Yeah, I do like the concept of FBA. I do like the concept.
Delineation is
I do like the concept of FBA on a certain degree. Well, I do like the concept of what some people here projecting, because what they're doing is projecting division and hate, and that is not something I will buy into. But if you're doing it to separate yourself from certain group, so you can actually focus on your own agenda and your own historical link and your culture and so on, I totally agree with that, and I think you have more, to gain by doing that, okay, than not. But if you're using that group as a hate group towards African people, yeah, 1 second. If you're using that group,
against proud delineationists, rise up, proud delineationists.
He's gonna backfire, brother. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Honestly, yeah. Someone was gonna speak. Sorry.
Thank you, everybody, for tonight's channel. We're doing a great program right now. FBA is on the forefront. This is the FBA takeover. Show
Bro,
those
you're drunk. Go take a nap before you eat your dry rice, man. You're drunk.
They definitely jealous because we get everything we want and we fight for it.
Yeah.
Tooth for nail. They flee. Hey, a tether just came up on the panel, wanted to know how come I got some of the things that they seen in their homeland. Guess what? It's more affordable here, and over there your children can't eat. Over there your children can't damn eat. Go feed your damn family. Here's 99 cents in the bag.
All right,
of rice.
man. Take some of that tap water, mix the needle milk, and have a nice warm glass of milk, man.
Where can I sell a few pounds of rice to you?
Sell it to Diners, man. He'll take it back with him to Africa.
That's just a write-off to me. Where can I donate some rice to y'all so you can feed your tether families?
Go to the African store that you bought that needle milk from. You can buy some bags of rice and ship it to Africa.
There's no African store in the United States of America. Get that out your
This guy's drunk, man. You drink too much of that palm wine. What are you talking about? There's no such thing as an African store here.
There's no such thing as an African store in the United States of America.
Okay, bro.
And you know that. And you know that.
Where you get that palm wine from?
You know that. And you know that.
Where you get the palm wine from?
And you know that. Right here in the United States, sir. And he's trying to act like he's the police. If anything, FBA telling you what to do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Tell me what to do, sir. Tell
me. You what to do. Now you jealous.
Jealous? Oh boy.
You jealous.
Jealous of what?
My Clarks are sharp.
The shit that you find as an aphrodisiac, we don't even drink it. I don't drink palm wine.
Look at this. You steal from your little children. You steal from your children.
Steal from my children? What does that even mean?
Yeah, you steal from your children. You forgot to send your mama a barrel of fucking food last month.
My mom is here, you fool. What are you talking about?
Your mom abandoned you. She's a Rolling Stone. She got 5 different kids. She got one in England, one in France, one in Canada.
I mean, you're drunk, bro. You're literally drunk and incoherent, man.
Yeah. She don't love you.
My mom brought me to this country, bro.
You don't even know who your mother is.
My dad's here too. My sisters are here.
You don't even know where your mother is.
All right, let's
yeah, you gotta be sharper than that, bro. That liquor probably doing a tour in your brain.
I throw darts at you.
Man in the high castle, there's no need for calling out people's mom. Just don't
the guy's drunk with that palm wine. You don't palm wine, get you drunk real quick.
We take the parents out of that.
Right in your face,
do
blind your shit. Go back home.
Parents alone.
We don't want you here no more.
No, but leave his parents alone,
ICE is coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock your door.
5 and 6, we're still here, bro. ICE ain't kick us out. So you can shut that door.
Men in the high castle.
Why? 1, 2, ICE is coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock your door.
5, 6, we're still here, and you can shut that door, bro. So just let it go.
instead of going at the white
I'm a
people,
full-blood American. I'm proud of that.
y'all so powerless and so cowardly. You want to fight
God.
FBAs. That's the problem. Why don't y'all go at the
No,
native
nobody want
people
to
and
fight
white
you.
people on
Nobody.
both
I
sides?
listen.
No.
Listen.
That's a good point you brought up. Y'all not going at the white people.
Let him speak. Let's hear that accent. Speak up, bro. We can't hear you. Put your volume up.
Y'all want to fight FBAs because y'all cowards. Just like you flee your homelands, y'all are afraid of white people and you worship them. But you
worship. We don't worship them.
Yeah. Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Let's say more. Let's hear.
Are you kidding me? How many videos have I seen of raggedy white man walk through Africa and just run
walk through Africa? Walk through. They walk through.
African man running up to touch them if they got
To
lost
touch them.
because they think they're Jesus. That happens in every sub-Saharan country. I've seen that happen. Get the hell out.
Why you talking about? I seen that happen. What's that zest at the end of your sentences, man? What's wrong with you?
Come close to the smallest coon out of Africa. Y'all the biggest coons on earth.
It is too stressful
I
to
can't do it. I can't help it, bro. But all I can say is that
My brother,
FBA is all day, and we love the United States of America. Why can't y'all just go home?
Sometimes
Don't you know right now in Africa they need you?
I don't know
Don't
if
you
it's
right now right there in the Caribbean they need you?
And once
They
again,
need
I
you.
bring up FBA today. Elvis started taking shots.
Where did this self-hate come from?
You hate yourself, bro. You hate your heritage. I'm sticking up for the Caribbeans. I'm telling you, be proud, bro. Be proud to be a Caribbean. Clean your shit.
White man on the beach.
Instead of trying to
Tell me about
cosplay.
the first day when you got a $100 bill from that white man on the beach.
Better like you are.
You remember that white man on the beach that gave you that $100 bill, right?
So
Bring
anyway,
We don't know what those dumb guys talking about, but we're trying to hear the FBA
You know
Queen.
exactly what you had to do to him.
CD and
You know
CD and Elvis.
Africa, when you go to South Africa, right?
You had to run that
I will
sunscreen down his
encourage
back.
every African to visit South Africa and see how black people over there, how the hatred they have for the other African. You know, even their neighboring country, people from their neighboring country, the hatred that they have for them. Could you imagine a citizen walking to the hospital and tell people to leave? You are not the authority, you are not a police officer, because you are South African, and stop people in the street and ask them for their passport. How normal is that? That will not even happen in the US, right? We know you have to be ICE officer before you stop someone, right? They have been they have arrested a lot of white folks here who pretend to be ICE officer for impersonating white ICE officers, and they are being arrested and persecuted, right? But South Africa, you see people, regular citizen, stopping a Ghanaian, asking for his document, harassing him, and nobody's there to arrest them.
That's the precursor of ICE right there.
That's not normal. What that happened? What happened
that's
was
a citizen's arrest. That's a
remember
real
years back
citizen's
when
arrest.
Ignore him. Ignore him. CD, do you think they are setting a bad
when they were
precedent?
killing other West African and targeting and
do you
kill
think
them? The reason
was caught
is
selling drugs.
this is not
drugs.
their job to stop you being citizen of South Africa doesn't give you the authority to stop a foreigners in the street to ask for their document. Police officers should do that. Immigration officers should be responsible to do that.
I saw that African. He got a 9-piece to him with an uppercut.
But since the Ghanaian guy was so nervous, they surrounded him. He had no option but to give his people to them. But if you are someone asking, who are you asking for my document, right? But this guy, he just worked at the nail salon, and they are harassing him. Say, show me your document. And the guy had proper documentation. And they said, well, you bribed our immigration officer. Does that make sense? Go after your immigration officer that gave him document to be working in South Africa, right? But they did not do that. They started harassing this poor guy, telling
you know that old saying. You know that old saying. There's nothing new under the sun, right? Most people tend to learn certain behaviors from people who they're in close proximity to. So racism and all of these things, they're just repackaged into xenophobia, against another group of people. So the South Africans, they knew and they know how their people were treated against, by the whites. So they're only repackaging that hate and that same system of hatred, and now they're putting that on the other Africans. Look, if the white man is not paying enough taxes, the white people used to say that the South Africans are not paying enough into the healthcare system or into the welfare system. They're leeches. They're only taking and not and not giving. Those same talking points whites used to use against the South Africans. Now they're regurgitating that talking point by using it against the Africans. There's nothing new.
Yeah, and PW Botha, right, the white former leader, he said black man is not meant to be a ruler. Black man cannot be as a leader. He said it. He said if we hand this country over to black people, they're going to crash it. He said black man is not meant to be a leader. You can only rule black people, but they cannot be a leader for any nation. PW Botha, go and check the record. He said it. He said if we hand this country over to ANC, they're going to crash this country. He said it.
Right.
So
they are setting a bad precedent, CD. I think they're setting a bad precedent, CD, because if other European countries see this, they could be doing the same thing over here in Europe against Africans. And then if you're trying to say something in their defense, they'll be like, well, if the Africans are doing it to their own Africans, what are you talking about?
That's already happening.
You understand what I'm trying to say, CD and Elvis? So they are setting a bad precedent to the African race in the entire world, globally. And this is one thing they're not seeing.
And I think Western Africans are more hospitable. They have Africans coming to their country. They stay there, especially Southern Africans when they're going through their struggle. A lot of West Africans, we weren't doing so great, but we held them, we sheltered them, we fed them, we protected them against the white boars in South Africa. So we put our countries was threatened with sanctions and even wars because we was harboring refugees from South Africa.
Yes.
So when they don't understand their history and they think we hate them, we don't hate them. Black Africans are going there for economic prospects because why? You're adjacent to the white economic power structure. They want to get a piece of that. Make laws against them having access to your safety, net programs. Make laws against those things. I'm fine with that. They're entitled to it. But that's not really what it's about. It's about they don't want them doing businesses and coming up. They don't want them dating their women. Trivial things like that, which is silly.
Yeah, exactly. This is what it's about.
They are behaving like the right wing extremists in Europe and in America, and they're projecting that on the Africans. I can see that, and it's gonna backfire on them one day.
Africa, look what the comment that she made. She said, why Africans are fleeing all over the war. She said the war, all over the war. Why you guys can stay in your country? This is an ignorant person. Doesn't know the amount of European, the percentage of European that
But you won't answer the question because you're cowards. You're genetic cowards.
We are ignoring you, brother. Get it that we're ignoring you.
We don't think you're even worthy to being here.
Go ahead, CD. We're not listening to this claim.
So they're going back. Trump playboy, whatever is happening here. They think they're doing a good thing for South Africa.
No. What you gonna say to the Pope? Is Pope Leo trolling? He told Africans.
Oh my God!
The only thing I will not entertain. The only thing I will not entertain is this division between the African Americans and the Africans, and I'm begging brothers like FBA, Passport King, and the men in the High Castle, please stop this. It's not good. It's not good for us, bro. Stop it. This division.
The God to stop.
Let me tell you,
he's not
even 1% of African Americans are involved in that. When you talk about FBA, it's not even a 0%.
I think man in the High Castle might be an FBA, but the other guy is a tether train. He's
nothing about my delineation. I don't care what
people that are exploiting them. Few people that are making money on social media.
The Lord said push delineation, so I push this delineation.
I can't stop you from waving your.
We got a new person on the panel. Go ahead, Ben.
Great. Thank you so much.
Let me pass the mic to Ben. Go ahead, Ben.
Thanks a lot. Greetings to everyone. So, looking at what's happening in South Africa, and I was pretty shocked when I saw the video of South Africans attacking, like mob mentality, attacking Ghanaian, is that how you say
The
it?
Ghanaian drug dealer,
Ghanaian.
yes.
Right. So
Ghanaians.
when I saw that, right, I said to myself, I got to respect FBAs because they would never do that. I mean, they will verbally attack you, but they would never accost you, like physically attack you.
Don't push it, buddy. Don't push it.
Don't push it. Why do you say that?
No, you make it sound
Don't
like
push me too close to the edge. I'm by
I know that song.
It's like a jungle sometimes, bro.
We're not
FAFO for real.
If you go to prison,
We're
if they
not
do
playing
that,
with y'all.
you do that in America, you go to prison. So that would be almost like
Yeah. We'll blow some white dust in their face and make them blind, man. They can't touch us, man.
It's only a matter of time. This delineation is holy. It's been ordained by
Let the man finish. Let the man finish.
So, in essence, what you're saying to me is that the United States, run by white people, is about law and order. And when Africans are in power, it's lawlessness. That's what you're saying to me, because you're saying that it won't happen in the U.S. because obviously, there's law and order, and white people run this country, and in South Africa it's run by blacks. And you're telling me that black people don't have law and order when they run their own country?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you do that in America, that would be you end up in prison.
They
For
don't
the
know
fact that
what the United States
for
is
the
about.
fact that it's almost like that's almost like
It can even be raised to a hate crime.
Hate crime, exactly. So that's a serious crime in America.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do that in South Africa because it's not being enforced.
Who says it's a hate crime to do it to
if you're attacking people based on their race or their identity, that's a hate crime.
That's a serious crime
once
in
this
America.
edict comes out this summer about illegal immigrants, who's who, trust me, you're gonna see what time it is. You're gonna change your words on
and
that.
the only reason why they're not
boy.
doing it is because of the authority. They know very well they will end up.
We find out you're illegal. We like what we see.
Look,
we take
South
it.
Africa. South Africa is a barely functioning. South Africa is a barely functioning country in Africa. Anyway, let's
that
not
man
make
was
it like
illegally
South
there
Africa
in that country.
South Africa is not the most developed country. It's not even in top 5 developed country in Africa when it comes to anything. Okay, in fact, when a country like Namibia is actually way developed than South Africa, but regardless the size of it. So when people are hyping up about South Africa because of the presence of the whites, that's just a myth. South Africa is not even in the top 8 most developed countries in Africa when it comes to economy and GDP.
That's a fact.
Yeah, their cities are developed, but outside of the city, there's a lot of shanty towns. There's a lot of
they're just sitting there. Oh, because this and that.
That's not well developed.
It's just crazy, bro. It's just bullshit, man. We're tired of it. If they're gonna, stop this. The FBA brothers that are saying, "Oh, we're gonna be like South Africans and stuff like that." What you think gonna happen if you start attacking Africans in the street? Next minute, you're gonna be attacked as a group.
South Africa took up what we doing. All right, I don't know what you're talking about.
First of all,
say that again.
Yeah, they you heard that woman. She said, "Go back to your homeland. Where are your people from?" She's quoted everything.
Listen, I don't know why you guys think African hates you. In Africa, we actually love African Americans and Caribbean brothers. We actually welcome them with 2 hands.
But ask Dennis. But why always say if you think Africa was that bad, he won't go back to Africa, right? He won't go for the second visit. So, people have been there. This guy never traveled before. Ask Dennis.
Stop trying to make everybody African.
This is the reason that he's going back and forth.
I hear a lot of South Africans saying, "Go back to your country, to your homeland." Who fixed South Africa? Let's ask that question. Who fixed South Africa?
FBA.
No, the white man.
The motor in the back.
Man fixed South Africa.
We told y'all to get that shit popping.
The white man built all of the cities.
We were writing
all of the infrastructure was already built pre-apartheid.
And then y'all got it popping. We put the battery in your back to fight
number
for the power.
Number one most developed country in Africa is Seychelles. The second is Mauritius. The third largest diversified economy. Okay,
Seychelles is good.
Yeah. Exactly. So Botswana come next, okay? Then you got Algeria, then you got Egypt and Morocco. So and then you got Rwanda, you got Kenya. And West Africa will be lagging behind. But if you go down to you're gonna find like Ghana, Senegal, and Ivory Coast. Okay, these have not been done by other people. These are economies are controlled by African people. Okay, and if you look at the Caribbean countries have higher GDP than some of our own African developed nations. Like for example, I guarantee you, some
Daniel, you gotta
Caribbean
block
countries
this
have
dude. He's
higher
trying to get your
GDP
screen taken
than
down.
South
He's
Africa.
showing copyrighted thing on
Yeah,
your
yes,
screen.
yes, yeah. That guy needs to go, man.
I think
But
he's
some
wrong.
some Caribbean countries have higher GDP than most African countries.
Yeah, that's
So
true. That's
and
Look,
fact.
they're managed by black people. I don't know why people are getting all this
we don't we,
saying,
we
"Oh,
don't even
black
have
people
to
cannot manage
disparage
the
South
good
Africa,
economy."
right? They're doing well as a nation, but we know that the foundation and the infrastructure of that country is controlled by the whites. We know that.
Right.
You know,
And they
And
said
I'm sure,
they're not going to give it to the black people. They said black people going to fucked up everything. Their
and I'm
former
sure that a lot
president
of
said
states in
that.
America,
So
when they really go back to the history, they were built by African Americans.
Hey
They were controlled
guys,
by African Americans.
let me pass the mic to the free game because we got to
Uh,
close out. Go ahead, free
yeah.
game.
Hey, what's up, Donis? South Africa is confusing because South Africa was voted the most have the biggest income disparity in income inequality out of any country in the world. And the thing is, if 8% of people run majority of the economy, then how could all the South African people be employed by only 8% of the society? So therefore, it's going to be lack of employment and lack of resources anyway, because probably about 2%.
Free game. Your Obama phone cut off.
Problem is that that's not enough businesses by the South African people, the native South Africans, to sustain themselves. If you're relying on the 8% to hire you, then it's not going to be enough jobs anyway.
Right.
So screaming at Nigerians, screaming at people from Ghana, that Mozambique, that's not going to do anything.
No.
So it's South Africa is on a downtick. If they don't create their own businesses, then it will be a third world country if the white people left. So that's all I had to say.
Great point.
that was a good point.
Great
Yeah, I
point,
just
sir.
looked it up, and
You
it's
know,
right. He's
and
right. South Africa has the highest, Gini coefficient amongst all countries in the world. That's crazy. So the wealth disparity
yeah,
is the largest
it's crazy.
gap in the
Yeah.
entire world, and that's right. That's one of
The
the problems.
Black South Africans are one of the poorest in the continent. When it comes to the top 20 developed countries in the continent. I believe average, Ghanaian or average Senegalese or average Ivorian probably got better standard of life than the average Black South African.
that's a
Yeah, because
fact.
they
But
have access. They have
That,
access to the core of the economy. Most South Africans don't.
yeah,
yeah,
You don't
don't.
work for
yeah,
the white man, or you be really corrupt and
yeah,
controlled by the white man to really get up there and be and take part, and partake in your economy.
right,
And that's what I
right,
say. Every black person should visit South Africa. The African
yeah.
Americans' life have
So yeah,
100%
I
far better
mean,
than South African. Far better than
they
Yeah.
them.
they would be
Oh
fighting
yeah.
against each other.
African Americans, their life is way better than any black in the world. Let's be
No,
honest.
no, no, no. I'm
That's just a
in
fact.
terms of
Yeah.
in terms of comparing
What?
white to the
Oh
black,
Wait,
yeah.
no,
But
no, no, no.
right?
the
Mm.
Black
white
Compared to the
would
Americans,
white
on
would
South
the
promote
African
from
and
us
black
as
South
well.
non-whites,
We'll
African.
be
we
in the
don't
same
think we
position, low
better.
key.
Y'all think we're better. And y'all
Mm.
cosplay as so bad. Y'all
Bro,
cosplay as
when we talk
oppression.
about
Y'all
FBA,
know
we're
we're
not
better.
Oh
including you, man.
God.
Shut up, man. You're not
We're
an
not
FBA,
talking about
bro. Stop
Caribbean,
talking,
man.
man. Damn.
We don't
Jeez.
He's
Come
gonna
on.
represent.
We
You see
be having a
you see
conversation, and then he
Gabe?
come up and say, we.
You see
It's no
see
we,
Gabe?
bro.
Free game is
man.
the
Come on,
FBA that represents
you going
America,
by
not you,
Elvis?
bro.
What's your name?
And
What's
Diners.
your real name,
These people.
Elvis?
You're not
What's
black
your real
African
name?
American. You're Caribbean, bro.
You're
You're
Caribbean, bro.
Caribbean.
We whether you call us Cylone or Maroon or FBA. Come on, man.
Of your failed home.
I mean,
You're the one that's ashamed of your Caribbean heritage and claiming to be somebody you're not, bro. Stop the cap.
And the
Why
thing
you
is,
don't want to
Caribbean
be
countries are
yourself?
great
Why you don't want
economy.
to
They
be
have great.
yourself? This guy's man.
Be a Caribbean have a great
Right.
economy.
If Bobo was up here saying this shit, I'd be like, all right, Bobo is a real one.
Look
If
at
some other
Boboluko.
FBA was saying that, I'd
Boboluko is
say, okay, yeah.
Caribbean, right?
But not a
He's a
Caribbean with an
great
accent
brother.
trying to tell me he's an FBA and I'm stupid enough to believe it. Hell no.
It's not.
Use your high
The thing is, Elvis, Caribbean countries actually have a really high GDP. And
Right,
they do
Caribbeans are
really
fine
well
people.
compared
I don't
to
know why he's running away from his
Yeah.
heritage. It's stupid, man.
I don't know why he doesn't want to be Caribbean. Why is he
Elvis,
pretending to
what
be
Caribbean
African?
nation am I from? Go on, use your high African IQ. What nation am I from?
I mean, there's a lot of nations in the Caribbean. I can't pinpoint it, but definitely you have a Caribbean accent. You might be from one of the smaller nations that's not well known, like St. Kitts, like Antigua.
to Caribbean anytime. I would
St.
even,
Vincent.
I would
Yeah, St.
happily live in
Vincent and the
Caribbean.
Grenadines. You might be from one of those little countries.
Or
Didi, I would happily move to the
Barbados.
Caribbean anytime. The beautiful part of the world, man. The
Yeah,
If
Caribbean
you try to do a trivia and guess where I'm from, I probably won't pinpoint it, but definitely you have a Caribbean accent, bro.
leave that bush meat alone, Elvis.
And then
Leave
most
that
of them
bush meat
are
alone.
like that. And when
Leave
I
the
meet some of the
bush meat alone,
Caribbean, they
Elvis.
pretend
You
to be
got brain
African American.
parasite.
Why you can't be Caribbean?
Yeah, a lot of them
Why?
from these little countries, so it's hard for you to pinpoint. If you're not geologically
some of them
advanced,
are born. Some of them are
you
born
know,
there. Some of them are
it
born
might be
there.
from Antigua, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saint the Grenadines.
But
They might be from one of the
some
small islands.
Caribbeans are born in America, right? So you can
Right.
understand why though, because they're born there, they grow up there. They associate with the culture, so you can understand why they.
And that's fine. You can say, well, I grew up here. I grew up with African Americans. I was enthralled in the culture. But my heritage comes from the Caribbean. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a shame to say it.
Right.
I'm an African. You can hear my accent anytime, anywhere. So I'm never going to come and cosplay and say that. And that's what FBAs be saying. And they're right. Some people do cosplay as them.
Yep.
And they can tell you from a mile away, bro. It's like an evil, pretending to be a Mandinka.
And most of these guys that are committing crime, a terrible crime, and pretend to be African American. These are the people that give me bad image to the FBAs. This guy is not FBA. Why you want to? Why you
I'm not FBA?
You're not FBA because we hear your accent. Where you from that you got that accent from, bro?
Wait a minute. If you're claiming I'm Caribbean, you're so.
Oh my God, this guy is
We
Caribbean.
hear the accent.
No. That's not how it
Wow.
works.
I mean, who you think you're talking to? You're not talking to white people, bro. You're talking to Africans who know the different kinds of accents.
You know everything.
Even African Americans know you have an accent and you're not one of them.
All right, let me pass the mic to Steve Jr. 15. Go ahead, Steve Jr.
I was just coming out here to ask Passport King a question, man. So, are you really Black American? Because I mean, your accent do sound right.
Thank you, Steve. Steve, you got an ear, man.
You should be ashamed.
Your accent do sound a little, sound different.
Okay.
And Steve, a Black American. You from South Carolina?
Let's go with that. No, Steve. Because all
North Carolina.
everywhere in the USA, they all sound
And we love African Americans, by the way. We love FBAs.
Do they sound like FBAs in California? All FBAs have a monotone accent.
Oh my God, this guy is Caribbean.
Did you study their accent so you can try to cosplay as them? They have a monotone accent. Who said something like that?
Wait, monotone's not a word. See,
you from the Northeast?
Guys, that's my point. Elvis is trying to apply because I have a vocabulary, because I actually read and know how to use a dictionary.
You have a vocabulary? You can't say the word throw? You have a vocabulary?
That's what you're trying to say. You think FBAs are dumb and we don't have a vocabulary.
That's not what I said. I said you're cosplaying as them, man. I hear your accent.
That's exactly what you're applying.
Have him pronounce the word ambulance.
Pronounce that word. I'm not even going to say the word. Pronounce the word.
No, that's what you're applying.
He said no. Yeah, all right, said no.
That's exactly what you're implying.
The dude can't say the word throw. He said throw. You throw that away. Okay, Caribbean boy.
For dinner.
I'm not gonna say he could be Black American, but I'm just saying his accent, it sound a little different.
Okay, it sounds different. Okay, my accent sounds different. Okay, what now, Steve? It sounds different.
Where you from? That's what we want to know, brother.
Okay.
If you was
What?
Yeah, if you were to say he's African American who was brought up in the
You from
Caribbean,
St.
then
Vincent?
I'll believe it.
I'm Black American, FBA. My mom's from South
But was you
Carolina.
brought up in the Caribbean?
Where your daddy from?
Caribbeans,
Okay, you from
Your mom from South Carolina. Where your daddy from?
Listen, my dad is dead. It doesn't matter where he's from.
Where you from, boy?
The guy's FBA. He's FBA. I can tell. He's FBA.
Trust me, this guy, you can't even know which part of America that he comes from. He's 100% Caribbean. He is.
Because now you really stepping over a line. Because let me tell you, if you saw me in person, you would get some respect.
Oh boy, where your daddy from?
You would know better.
Not with that voice. Y'all just laugh and you walk away, man.
But if you were to be African American who was raised in the Caribbean, I would agree.
Yeah, he got some connection with the Caribbean, bro. Unless he's holding it back and he's not saying, we can hear it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I talk to Africans, I talk to Caribbeans, I talk to African Americans. We know the accent.
Regardless of his accent, African Americans, FBA, we are brothers and sisters. We're one family, and I am not going to allow anyone trying to divide us as people, and it's not going to be good. And we should stop. We should stay away from it.
But then that's why you have to be careful when you're addressing some of these FBA. These guys from the Caribbean pretend to be African Americans. So you have to distinguish when you speaking about African Americans. Do not speak against all African Americans. This guy is Caribbean, pretending to be African American. Yes,
like he could be Black American. Like I said, I mean, he could just.
But Steve, you hear that? You hear it, right?
I hear something, but at the same time, you know, everybody, you know.
Yeah, man, it would be an insult to your intelligence if you see something and hear something that's off and you ignore it.
At his word,
hell nah, Steve. If my black ass told you I'm African American, you like Elvis, but you got an accent, Elvis. You'll question me. Yeah, so don't be stupid, man. Use your brain.
As far as I'm concerned, you got brain parasites from eating bush meat, so now we're even.
Hey, what's wrong?
Hey, first of all, bushmeat is delicious. Don't slander bushmeat. That is the big person to tell you that.
Bushmeat, but I got to read the super chat. We got to close out. FBA Young Lion, thank you for $1. Holla, Fact City, Elvis and Al, thank you for exposing. Philly Yardy Vibes 808, thank you for $1. Holla, that is not a Caribbean accent. Will and come again. You wrong, Elvis. Everyone, thanks so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. To the next time, family. Dynasty, Peace.